a nice sort of slow start, get a little bit fiery before we come to a finish. But I'd like you to start, if you can, in a child's pose, whatever sort of variation is comfortable for you. Again, use a block or a cushion if you're a little bit uncomfortable this morning, but we want big toes touching, knees either to the wider edges of the mat or can be close together, whatever's most comfortable for your hips. Reach forward, place the palms of the hands down in front of you and allow the full head to come down to the mat as well. Whilst we're in our child's pose, we're trying to reach with the fingertips, lengthening the spine one way, and then we're also trying to use the lower abdomen, the lower core, to press the glutes down into the heels, so we also lengthen the spine from that way as well. Finding a nice stretch. Take it as slow and steady. You can really build into the pose. Take it however you need. Start to bring in the breath, really slow it down. Find that steady rhythm. Next inhale, we're just going to walk the hands over to the left, so we bring the torso over the left thigh and we stretch down the right side of the body. Still pressing back into the heels, reaching with the fingertips. Next inhale, send it back through center and find your stretch on the other side. Inhale to come back to center. See if you can get that a little bit deeper this time. And then inhaling to walk the hands up towards the knees. Just place the palms flat on the knees if this is comfortable. If not, you can sort of find a more comfortable seat. We're just gonna warm up the neck, cervical spine. So just take some rolls with the head. Try and keep the shoulders down. Sometimes when we try and warm up the neck, our shoulders kind of come up and try and help us out. See if we can just isolate the movement and change direction. Inhale, we shrug the shoulders all the way up towards the ears. Exhale them down. Really pull them down, sort of exaggerate the movement. And then start circling them back. And forwards. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, find a twist, bringing one hand to the front, one hand behind. Just fingertips to the mat. Trying to keep the hips nice and square, press them into the heels. Inhale, exhale to the other side. One more time, we inhale. Exhale to a twist. And the other side. to center. We're going to come into our tabletop. Wrists under shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Find that alignment, spread the fingers nice and wide. Get comfortable here, and when you're ready, start to bring in your cat-cow. Inhaling, send the crown of the head and tailbone up. Exhale, tuck them under. Inhale it back to center. Just swish the hips a little bit side to side. Warming up the spine. Find a little bit of movement that feels nice. Maybe take some circles around the wrists if that feels good. And then when you're ready, find that alignment once again. We're going to inhale, curl the toes under. Exhaling to send the hips up high into our first downward facing dog. Remembering that we can pedal the feet here. We don't have to get it perfect straight away. We're not looking for that. It's nice and early. So just take any movement which helps you ease into it. Send that tailbone nice and high. Check in with the hands. Make sure we've got them shoulder width apart still. And that we're pressing through the base of the fingertips, not just the heel of the palm, okay? We don't want to put too much strain on the wrists. We're going to plant the left foot and inhale the right leg up, bending at the knee, and we're just going to draw some circles with the knee. One way, and then the other. Extend the leg out, find three-legged dog, and then release it back down, switching to the other side. Left leg comes up, and we draw some circles this side. Making sure we cover both directions. Really opening up that hip. And release the foot down. Next inhale, we come up onto the balls of the feet, walking them up steady towards the hands. From here, we're going to take a bit of a ragdoll. Now you can bend the knees as much as you need if you want to keep your palms on the floor, or take hold of the elbows. Just make sure that we've got, as best we can, the weight in the middle of the feet. Hips, knees and ankles stacked above one another, and we're trying to bring belly to thighs. Inhale, place the hands down. Exhale into your forward fold. Again, however much bend in the knees you need. Inhale, step the right foot back, lower the knee, find your low lunge. Bring hands to the waist, or you can send them up. And squaring the hips, we try and send them down into the mat. Gaze forward or up between the hands. Inhale, reach. Exhale, plant the hands and send the hips back so that we now straighten out the front leg. And we find a fold. So we're hinging at the hip, really sending that tailbone back again. The toes can come up. Keep that chest open. Inhale forwards, find your lunge again. Exhale, send the hips back. Inhale forwards, and we're going to bring the right foot to meet the left. Exhaling into our forward fold again. This time we send the left foot back, low lunge. Inhale, the hands up or onto the hips, wherever is comfortable for you. Keeping that alignment. Bring the hands down. Inhale. Exhale, send the hips back. And make sure you are hinging at the hip here, so really find that tilt, stick the tailbone up. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, send it back. One last time, inhale to bring it forwards. Exhale, send it back. Inhale, planting the hands. Left foot comes to meet the right, forward fold once again. Then activate the legs, we sweep the arms up on an inhale. And exhale to lower them down. Take a little sip of water if you want one. And then we'll meet in our mountain pose. Okay, from here, we're going to come into a little sun salutation. So inhale the arms up. Exhale, find your forward fold. See if you can get a little bit more space now. Inhale, step the feet back. And send the hips high, find downward dog. If you want to go through plank first, then you can do so. Inhale to rise up onto the ball of the feet, walk them forwards. Come to your half lift, fingertips to the mat or palms to shins, whatever works to lengthen the spine. The weight can come back slightly into the heels here. Then we exhale to bring it into our forward fold. Weight comes to the middle of the feet. Inhale, sweep the fingertips all the way up. Exhale, the hands down. Nice. So one more time of our short sun salutation. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, do half lift here. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back, and we're going to come through plank this time. So find your high plank. Inhale here. Exhale, send the hips high, find downward facing dog. See if that helps your alignment some. Pedal the feet. Remember, feet can be hip width apart or just whatever's comfortable for your hips. Don't feel you have to follow any particular rule, just make sure that it works for you. Inhale, rise onto the balls of the feet, walk them up. Half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale it down. Okay, so we'll come into a little bit of a standing flow now that we're somewhat warmed up. So starting at the top of the mat. If we can, we're going to start shifting our weight onto the right leg. We're going to hug the left knee up for a moment, and then we're going to try and step it back without placing it down before we get to our lunge. If that's not possible, then just do whatever you need to get it there. But if you've got the balance this morning, then great. Once we're in a nice high lunge, we're checking in. So knees stacked above the ankle, keep awareness there, hips are square. Chest and shoulders are open. Inhale, hands come up. Holding it here, core engaged. Really still working on the breath, keeping it steady, and really drawing the belly button to spine on the exhale. Challenge the balance by gazing up between the hands. Inhale, we're going to pivot on that back foot and then turn the front foot so that now the toes are pointing towards the long edges of the mat. You can take a slight inward turn of the big toes if that helps. Now we're going to come into a wide leg forward fold. If the arms aren't up already, inhale them up. Exhale as we hinge at the hip, keeping the spine lengthened, we're not rounding. And just bring it down to wherever you can reach at this moment. Maybe you can get the palms to the mat, maybe you can keep the hands on the hips, whatever works. Keeping the back nice, open and lengthened. Use the breath here. Inhale, draw it up. If you can reach your fingertips to the mat, then that's great. So left hand comes down, the right hand is going to reach up, and we're going to find a twist. So pressing the hips back, twisting through the torso. As long as you can, if you can't quite reach the mat, it's fine, you can do it hovering. Inhale, swap the hands. Exhale, send left arm up this time. Inhale, bring both hands back down. See if you can get a little bit deeper into your fold. Bring hands to hips. Inhale, engage the core, really active in the legs. Draw the torso all the way up. Pivot on both feet, finding our lunge again. Arms come up. Inhale to reach. Exhale. The hands come down. Step the foot back and find your downward facing dog. This time we're going to rise up onto the balls of the feet. Exhaling to lower the knees, chest and chin down to the mat, our Ashtangasana. We inhale, pressing through to Cobra or Baby Cobra. Keeping a micro bend in the elbows, shoulders are back, and we really engage the glutes here so that the lower spine is protected. Exhale, press it back, downward facing dog once again. Inhale to come up onto the balls of the feet, walk them up. Find your forward fold. And then inhale, sweep the arms up again. Exhale it down. Okay, we're going to do the same on the other side. So shifting the weight now into our left leg. We're going to bring the right knee up. So inhale to bring it up. Exhale, send it back to your lunge. Hips square. Front knee stacked above the ankle. Keep it there. Inhale, the hands up. Holding it here. Check in, so how it feels, whether there's any discomfort, whether you're gripping the mat with that front foot, the toes of the front foot, so give those a little bit of a wiggle. Check that the hips are square, chest and shoulders are open. Inhale to reach, and then once again we're going to pivot on the feet, and I'm going to do it this way so that I can still see. Or you can still see rather. And we're going to find our wide leg forward fold again. So exhaling to hinge at the hips. Bring the hands down. It's fine if you want to bring the hands to either the ankles or the legs. Keep them on the hips, whatever works for you. Sometimes it's really helpful to keep them on the hips or at the side of the legs because it does help you keep your alignment better in the spine. If you immediately look to reach down, you start to sort of round to get there, so keep the shoulders retracted and it helps a little bit. Let the head hang heavy. When you're ready, inhale inhale to draw it slightly, bring the left hand down, the right hand comes up on the exhale. Twisting, really try and pull up with that right arm so we're not sort of dumping into the left. Inhale, swap the hands, exhale. The left hand comes up. Inhale, bring that hand down, exhale, find your fold again. Activate the legs, bring the hands to the hips. We inhale to draw up, and we come back to our lunge. Arms up. Take a second here, really see if we can ground the hips down a little bit deeper this time. Inhale to reach, exhale, plant the hands down, step the foot back into your downward facing dog. Inhale up onto the balls of the feet, exhaling it down, knees, chest and chin, as we inhale through to our cobra. Exhale to send it back, downward facing dog. Two breaths here. Inhale, come up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, the knees down to the mat, big toes touch. Find your child's pose or variation of child's pose, whatever's most comfortable. 3 breaths here. Inhale, draw the body up, and then we want to bring the legs underneath so that we come to seated, then lower yourself all the way back down so you're laying on the mat. Inhale, draw the knees up, give yourself a big hug, rock side to side. When you're ready, open the arms out shoulder height so we make a sort of T shape. Not quite got enough room. Exhale the knees over to the left hand side. Gaze comes over the right shoulder if that's comfortable for the neck. Use the breath here, really press both shoulders into the mat, particularly this right shoulder because it will naturally want to lift. Finding that nice supine twist. Inhale to bring both knees back to center. Exhaling them over to the opposite side. Bring the gaze over the left shoulder, pressing the shoulder down. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. Allow the left leg to extend out straight. Hug the right knee in towards the chest. And then we're going to inhale to bring it across. Exhale to open out the hips, sending the knee underneath the armpit, or as if we're trying to tuck it underneath the armpit. So inhale, bring it across. just until you can feel a stretch. You'll probably feel a stretch either in the lower back or across the glutes in particular as you bring it across the body. So this is where you can really slow down the breath. Make the movement work for you. One last time, inhale to bring it across. Exhale, open out the hip. And just hold the knee here for a little moment. Press both hips into the mat. Breathe into that right hip. Inhale, bring the knee back to center, hug it in. And then exhale, give it a little bit of a shake, release it down, and then we're going to swap to bring the left knee up this time. And we'll do the same thing. So when you're ready, we're inhaling to bring it across the body, finding that stretch in the glutes, bit of a twist. Exhaling to open the hip out. And we're just taking that in time with our own breath. Still making sure that as we cross the body, both shoulders are pressing into the mat. And as we open the hip out, our hips are pressing into the mat as well. Last time, crossing the body. And then hold it in the, I was going to say in the exhale, but I don't mean just hold your breath. So please keep breathing, but hold your knee underneath as if you're trying to tuck it underneath your armpit, opening that hip out. Inhale to bring it back to center, give it a nice squeeze in. Exhaling, shaking out the leg. And then we're going to bring both knees up again. And just give ourselves a little rock side to side. Draw small circles with both knees, just giving the lower back a bit of a massage. And send it the other direction when you're ready. And then just gently rock yourself forwards and back until you can come up to a seat. Place the palms on the knees or palms on the ankles. Whatever works for you, sit nice and tall. Close the eyes. And we're just going to do 3 rounds of square breathing. So we're going to inhale for 4, hold at the top for 4, exhale for 4, and then pause for 4 before it starts the cycle again. So 3 rounds when you're ready. just a nice moment of stillness before you get on with the rest of your day. And then we bring hands to prayer at heart center. Inhale, draw the thumbs up towards the third eye between the eyebrows. Exhale it down as we bow our heads, honouring our practice and honouring each other. Namaste.